So I will. Meghna, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you, Rohan.
Super, super. Okay, I'll just start it off. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. We'll just start
Yeah,
off with an introductory video, and post that we'll go into the session with Meghna.
yeah.
हे दोस्तों, वेलकम टू अपना कम्युनिटी। ये वो जगह है जहां आप अपने असली पोटेंशियल को एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। देखो, सबके पास स्किल्स होते हैं, पर क्या आपके अंदर वो स्पार्क है जो आपको कामयाबी की ऊंचाइयों तक ले जा सकता है? अगर आप सोच रहे हैं जॉब चेंज करने के लिए लेकिन रेज्यूमे सेलेक्ट नहीं हो रहा, या फिर इंग्लिश में इंटरव्यू देना थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग लग रहा है, तो फिक्र मत कीजिए, यहां हम हैं आपके साथ, आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगी बेहतरीन कम्युनिटीज जहां आप अपने प्रोफेशनल स्किल्स को सुधार सकते हैं। चाहे आप एक्सेल, टैली, जीएसटी में माहिर बनना चाहें, या फिर आप खुद एक ब्यूटिशियन या डिजाइनर हैं, तो यहां आप अपने काम को शोकेस करके दूसरों को टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स देते हुए आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगा मेंटर्स का एक खजाना और बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर्स का साथ, जो आपको हर कदम पर 1-to-1 गाइड करेंगे। यहाँ आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं अपने फील्ड या इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप्स, जहां आपको ऐसे कई लोग मिलेंगे जिनसे सीख के आप वो गलती ना करें जो वो कर चुके हैं। ऐसे लोगों की जिन्होंने स्टार्ट किया था एज एग्जीक्यूटिव्स एंड आर नाउ सक्सेसफुल मैनेजर्स इन देयर डोमेन्स, जो आपको आगे बढ़ाने में मदद करेगा। यहाँ आपको मिलेगा वो सही डायरेक्शन जो आपकी करियर को नेक्स्ट लेवल ले जाएगा। तो लेट्स अनलॉक योर पोटेंशियल टुगेदर। अपना कम्युनिटी में ज्वाइन करें और अपने सपनों की ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचने का सफर शुरू करें।
All right. Just a minute. Great. Thank you again. Thank you all for joining. My name is Rohan. I'm from QFUS, which is a mentorship aggregator platform, and QFUS has been supporting Apna with their mentorship requirements. And today's session we have Meghna with us. Hi, hi Meghna. How are you?
Hi, Rohan. I'm good. How are you?
All good, all good. So, Meghna, before we get into the session, just a couple of pointers. I mean, you've done this before.
Yeah.
So anyone who can take up the questions, they can use the chat box. They can also unmute themselves. And just for audience knowledge, the main idea of these sessions are to help people ideate and advance in their professional careers. And we are covering a wide range of topics. The topics are not necessarily the technical topics, but also wide range in terms of financial, product development, and so on. And today we have Meghna, who's a senior analyst at Merck Group, will be taking us into the essential skills for breaking into data science. Thank you, Meghna.
So, yeah, thank you so much, Rohan. So, I believe I'm clearly audible to all of you
Yeah.
present here. So, good evening and welcome to today's session of data science and understanding the career path and also the essential skills which is needed. So, one by one, we will start and we will understand exactly what data science is and how we can proceed, what is the roadmap, and the skills which we need to have to start our career in this domain. Clear? So if you have any questions as mentioned by Rohan, you can unmute yourself and speak up, or you can also use the chat window, or you can also raise your hand so that we can answer your question. Clear? So before I proceed further, yes, Praveen.
Ma'am, one question I have to ask you.
Yes, please.
I didn't get it. First one. I didn't get it. The first one.
I'm so sorry, I didn't get you. The first one. What do you mean, like?
Yeah.
Huh?
First one I ask. First one questions. I didn't get the first questions.
No, I just told you that I'll be starting with our data science concept and the career path which we need to consider, in data science, and what is the roadmap which we need to follow to excel in this career. So that we are discussing.
Yeah, ma'am. Sure.
Okay. So if you, I just told, like, if you have any question, you can unmute or you can use the chat window, or you can also raise the hand. And I can also see a question from Gagan here. Yes, Gagan, I can see you raise the hand. Do you have any questions? Sorry, I'm not able to hear you, Gagan. And I can also see Sarfraj Khan raise the hand. You can unmute. Yes, please. Okay, so fine then. Let's quickly start with the session then. Let me share my screen, and we will. Yeah, before with that, so we before we start with data science concept, we need to know what are the tools involved, and let me tell you exactly what data science is. And I'm sharing my screen now. Okay. Fine, I believe you all can see my screen and you can see what is data science. So, to tell you in brief what data science is all about is it is a multidisciplinary field. That means it is a combination of multiple fields involved. When I say multiple fields involved, not just programming, you may know programming or you may not aware about programming language, but this is not just about a programming. We have programming, we also have mathematics involved here, we have IT technical skills and a non-IT technical skills, analytical mindset, data storytelling, and also how creative we are in creating the visuals. So this is a combination of multiple concepts involved, and data science is something like a big banyan tree where you will be able to observe multiple domains, multiple subfields, and you can also observe different job opportunities coming under this data science domain. So to discuss more about it, so we are solving the problem, we are solving the complex problem with respect to the past data which is available for us. See, you all know police officers, isn't it? How they are investigating the cases by hunting whatever the investigation things they are getting, or whatever the necessary recordings, or any phone call details, or tracking the network. They are just going behind the uh, you know the materials whatever they are getting to investigate the problem. Here also we are doing the same investigation, but we are not going anywhere. We are just having a data with us. The data, it's a completely raw data. So according to the problem, we have a data, we understand the data, we clean the data, and we gonna get the solution from the data whatever we have. We are investigating only with the data. Clear? So what makes a good data scientist? So for you to become a good data scientist, you must have a knowledge on mathematics and statistics concept. You should also have a research mindset, an analytical mindset, a Python programming language which we need to know here. I'm not telling you we don't have a programming language. We have a programming language. It is quite easy compared to other programming languages. Like, it's not like Java or C++. It's a Python code what we are using here, and also we can make use of our language. But I prefer, and also maximum companies are making use of Python as their programming language, and you need to know Python coding here, and you also need to know SQL. SQL is nothing but SQL, structured query language. Again, it's one of the important tool, I can say, or an important query building language which we all need to know, because whenever we use the word data is all about getting a data from different databases, or getting a data from a directly from a data warehouse, or from third party websites. So whatever the data we are trying to sorry okay, so the whatever the data we are trying to extract from different domains, we need to clean the data. See, cleaning the data, not necessary that I need to use Python, because I also have different tools like Power BI, Tableau, I have Excel. There are so many tools involved here, and we will talk about those tools as well. And yes, these are the necessary skills which we need to know, that is Python programming, SQL, we need to know mathematics and statistics, we should have an analytical mindset, and the effective communication. Effective communication, why it's important is, see, the way we speak people should understand. And when you go to any interview, or when you not just data science, see, it's not just about a data science I'm speaking here, but whenever you go and attend any interview, people will see you, your resume. Your resume acts as a data for them. Your resume, whatever you have mentioned, they just know about you based on your resume. So how you gonna replicate yourself? How you gonna show yourself that you are capable of getting that job? Of course, via communication. And also the questions, whatever they are asking you, you need to answer it accordingly. So effective communication plays a major role in all the job domains, not just in data science. But why in data science it is more effective, or why it is most needed, is because when we are working with the data, when I analyze the data, I know what is happening with the data, not others. When they just have a raw data and it's completely a text form of data what you have, or you have some results based on the statistics what you have received. But how you going to explain the non-IT people, or how you going to explain the top management? Of course, via communication. You need to communicate them what did you understand, what insights you got from the data. From that only they will be able to make out, or they will be able to take a better business decision out of it. And I can see here, I'm not sure who raised the hand. I think it's Shravani. Yes, Shravani, I can see that you raised the hand. You have any question? Yes, please. You can unmute and you can let me know if you have any questions. Okay. What about others? Do you have any questions or any doubts here? I can see some chat here in the chat window.
Can you speak? Can you hear?
Yes, yes, Uttam.
Yeah. What kind data science is used to our company than another company the interview process?
Okay.
How can you?
Sorry, I didn't get your question.
I am told you the how can use the another companies as a interview purpose to use to the data science.
I mean, what is that another company? I'm not able to understand the sentence what you are making here.
I'm telling you the just I'm doing for another company as an interview purpose. He asked you,
Okay.
do you know the data science? That I'm present the for HR for any interviews purpose. That's
Actually,
why I'm
you're
telling you.
asking me the data science interview questions.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I'll talk about the interview questions with the next coming slides. So here, as I mentioned you, the SQL, Python, and Excel, Power BI or Tableau. So these are the tools which you need to concentrate. And
yeah,
depending upon these tools, they will be asking you the question.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
additionally to it, so according to the job description, like in that organization, for example, they're using Excel a lot. If
Yes, yes,
they will mention in the job description, like you need to know Excel very well, you need to know SQL. So based
yes.
on that you need to prepare. So
Okay,
based on the job description you will get to know what are the tools they are using. The tools whatever I'm telling, no, it is a general tools that is used worldwide if you are
okay,
working in data science domain. But in
o-
certain organization, they are concentrating on Tableau. They don't have Power BI. So they will ask you
okay.
more questions on Tableau.
Yes, yes.
That is how it goes usually.
Okay,
And again, I'll talk about few more questions. One by one, we can proceed. And I'm just sharing the screen again. So we know now what exactly the data science is, identifying the problem with the data, cleaning the data, and working with the data, and doing the data analysis. And when I'm doing a data analysis, like once after I complete the, I complete analyzing the data, the next step what I'll be taking is creating a machine learning model. So what is this creating a machine learning model, or why it is important for us to do? So basically, data science is a multidisciplinary field. It is also taking care of artificial intelligence and machine learning as a subfield or a subdomain. So data science is all about data gathering and also analyzing the data through different analysis techniques what we have, and also different data analytics concept what we have depending upon the data. See, the complete analysis or the visualization what you are creating, the decisions what you are making, that completely depends upon the data what you have in your hand. I'll also show you one project on a Power BI, how we can take a better business decision using a data in a Power BI tool. So what exactly data science is needed? Sorry, where exactly the data science is needed? Data science is needed when you want to plan for the future by keeping the present data as a reference. See, most of the e-commerce, not just e-commerce, like e-commerce industries are making use of data science basically to understand about their customers, and not just about IT, or it is not only related to IT or non-IT. It is being used in all the domains, including government officials, hospitals, or transportation, supply chain management, e-commerce industry, manufacturing industry, pharma-based healthcare industries, IT, non-IT. So everyone are getting benefit out of it by keeping their past data as a reference. For example, the stock price prediction. How will you get to know the stock gonna increase within the next 2 days? Based on the past research what they have done, by keeping certain factors as a reference, they can say that okay, the stock price gonna increase within 2 days. We have all observed the news, isn't it? They are mentioning tomorrow you can expect, almost tomorrow you can expect 150 150 millimeter of rain or something. Like, they're gonna give you certain data, or they are also mentioning us, okay, they will mention certain regions. In those regions, they are expecting maximum rain. For example, in Jammu Kashmir or towards Himalayan regions, please do not travel because of the heavy rainfall. How can they predict it? Because of the past data what they have, so they can predict what can happen in the future, and that is all about. They cannot simply say that based on the past data what they have and what is happening from past 1 week, keeping past data, current data as a reference, then only they'll be able to quote it. So consumer goods, stock markets, different industries, politics, logistics, e-commerce, all these industries are getting benefited out of it. And as see, there are different domains available and there are different job roles which are available. The basic entry level job role is starting as a data analyst. If you want to start your career in data science domain, you need to start working as a data analyst, where you will concentrate on working with the data, cleaning the data, analyzing the data, using Excel tool. So you will be working on that. Once after you start getting promotion on further role, you need to know machine learning model. You should also involve in AI techniques. You should involve in the advanced concepts of data science. So these are the step-by-step procedure, and this is also a systematic procedure. Basically, this data science domain is a systematic procedure which we will be following. So the data scientist or a data science, if you want to learn, then you should be very clear in understanding machine learning concept, machine learning, statistics, programming language called as Python, and also about the SQL. This four plays an important role. See, I'm mentioning, the analysis what you're doing completely depends upon data. So how do you get this data? Of course, you need to extract the data from different databases. For that, you require a SQL called a structured query language. And to talk about what is data analysis, using data, you are discovering the useful information, or you are extracting the useful information out of it. Data, anything you can measure or anything you can record. See, data can be in any format. Now, whatever the discussion is happening, the exchange of ideas which is happening among us is a data which is getting shared among you all through a video and the audio what you are listening. isn't it? Data can be structured data or an unstructured data. Data can be audio, data can be video, a text image, a text or an image, a Excel file, a CSV file. It can be any different types, okay, which can be measured and which can be recorded for a useful purpose, that we will call it as a data. And to talk about the statistics, it's all about summarizing the data, visualizing the data, and identifying the hidden patterns within the data and the characteristics of a data. Coming to algorithms, see, there are so many algorithms which are available. See, once after you get the data, you will clean the data, you will analyze the data, you will also summarize the data, and after that you're gonna create a model out of it. See, earlier 20 years back there was no ATMs available. We used to go to bank, we used to write a challan, we used to get, withdraw the cash from the bank, isn't it? From almost 1 to 2 days of 1 to 2 hours we need to spend in bank if if the queue is more. But now it is not like that. You have Google Pay, you have Phone Pay, more than that, you have ATMs available nearby. How the ATM machine is working? You have a debit card or a credit card with you. You will go that in using the debit card, there will be a chip implemented on that. The chip will be consisting of your details, the banking detail. I mean, in the bank, the details, whatever you have given, the customer details will be there on the chip. When you go and insert the card in the ATM, that it will ask you to enter, what exactly you want to work like. Do you want to withdraw the cash, or do you want to change the ATM pin, or do you want to reset the ATM pin, or do you want to see the balance amount, or do you want to see the transactions which happened? It will ask you certain options, isn't it? Once after you select, for example, now you have selected you want to withdraw the cash, it will take you to the next step. It will ask you to enter the password. After you enter the 4 digits or 6 digit password, it will again take you through the next step, and it will ask you what is the amount you want to withdraw. And then if the sufficient amount is available, it will give you the amount. If the amount is not available, again it will show a pop-up, sufficient balance is not available in the bank, please check it out. Have you seen this process? Of course you have seen this process, but 20 years back this was not the process. So the one where human need to sit and human used to work, it is being transformed to a machine now. Machine is doing all its task. We are enhancing, we are not just enhancing, the knowledge here, we are also enhancing the machine built. The machine is quickly working now, but earlier it was working a bit slow, but now they're enhancing the model also. Whatever human used to work before, now we are transforming the same repetitive task to a machine, because machine can work. So we are making machine to work by giving its data. So we are giving data for a machine to learn. Machine is learning it, and machine is working according to the data. The algorithm is written in such a way that it needs to go through step-by-step process. And by chance, if you tap on any of the key which is available on the display, it will completely close the transaction. You need to go and revisit all the steps again. You might have observed this. So this is one such example where a machine is making use of the software technology. A technology is built upon the machine, and then machine is giving you the complete, machine is working as a human. It is completing its task with an accuracy, with a very good accuracy score. And that's all about the data science. And the machine is working based on the data, what you give the machine to learn. So what exactly is a machine learning? Creating and using models that learn from the data. So data, again, it can be anything we're going to record or measure. Model is specifically a mathematical model or an algorithm which you will be selecting. And you're going to build a model, you're going to deploy the model to the real world. And you also evaluate how the model is working. And that's called as model evaluation metrics, which we have. And then coming to machine learning, as I told, so in earlier days, so normal computer program, see, Python is a interpreted language, and it's a interpreted, we usually call it as a interpreted language, and a line by line the code is evaluated. But If I talk about C, C++ or Java, that's nothing but traditional programming which was happening. Like it's a compiler based program. You're gonna write the program, you're gonna give the inputs to the machine, and machine used to give us the output. But in machine learning, it's not the case. You're gonna give the complete information to a machine. Data, input, output, everything you are pushing it to machine. Machine needs to learn on its own, and then machine should act accordingly. And that's all about the difference between the traditional programming and a machine learning. Any questions, anyone here? Anybody, any questions in between? Yes,
Ma'am,
please.
one question. For
Yes,
traditional CS and traditional CS
yes, please.
and data's data data.
Sorry, I'm not
And
getting your question.
traditional CS, the data will be there, no? Uh, data program.
Yes. See, data is nothing but the input, and program is nothing but the coding complete compiler based program what you are writing, and then you compile the program and you will get an outcome. Isn't it? If you write any C
Yeah,
or
ma'am.
C++ program or any Java program, you used to write the complete code and then you used to debug it to get the outcome. But that is not the case with respect to machine learning model. You are giving an input to it. You are also giving an output to a machine, and machine gonna take those input and output. Machine will learn the data what you are giving to it, and machine will give you the output. So there is certain stages which will go, I mean, which the machine goes. Yes, I can see one more question. Yes, please. Any other question here? Yes, I can see a
No,
question from Tipu Sultan. Yes, do you have any questions? Okay, we'll proceed further then. So what exactly the machine learning is? Creating and using models that learn from the data. So identifying the zip code from handwritten digits. See, you might have observed Google Translation or any other tools, translating one language to another language. I don't know German. I have a German day. I'm not sure whether it is German or anything. So if you go and use the Google Translator, and it will not just Google Translator, again, anything. So if you go and copy paste, the language what you have, it will identify which language it is, and also it will translate to whichever language you're looking for. And that is possible because of this technique called as ML and AI, detecting communities in social networks, predicting the traffic volume at rush hour, determining fraudulent credit card transaction, determining the location of distribution centers based on the customer's residence. So if you have observed a flight price prediction, you go open up any application. I'm just telling you a Paytm, put a source, put a destination, check the flight price. It is giving you the range of it. It can be 4,000 or it can be 10,000. How it is possible for a machine to predict? How it is predicting? You are not talking to any humans there. You are just giving the information. That's nothing but the input. You want to travel from Bangalore and you want to reach Chennai. What is the price? You are going and asking the particular application built in such a way that depending upon the start and source and the destination, and also one more input it is taking, that is when you want to travel. So it is taking some inputs which it wants for you to answer the question. See, if I want to answer any of your question, I will ask you, can you please let me know your question? Or if I'm not able to answer, if I'm not able to understand your question, I'll ask you, could you please let me know the question again? You will let me know the question again, and I'll be able to answer to your question because I understood the question now. Isn't it? Similarly, here also, it will take the necessary inputs. The model will take the necessary inputs. So according to the input, what it is taking, it will let you know for you to travel from Bangalore to Chennai on 3rd of September, you require 7,000 rupees. That's the range. Exactly, it cannot, exact 100% it can be or it cannot be, but it is predicting you the outcome. It is predicting you the output. And how it is possible for it to predict the output? Because of the data which is already being trained to the model. And that training, whatever you are doing to a model, that is based on this data science technique or a machine learning algorithm which is behind it. Clear? So this is one such example, identifying, the flight price prediction. And then comes, we have different types of learning available, different types of machine learning algorithms. So one such algorithm is a regression algorithm. So regression algorithm is all about when you want to predict the outcome, and that outcome is demanding the output in terms of numbers. As I mentioned you, the flight price prediction based on certain input features, if you want to predict the outcome which is in terms of numbers, then you will go and make use of this regression algorithm. You are giving a data, you are choosing a regression algorithm, and it is predicting the outcome. This is nothing but the house price prediction. Features are nothing but, say, if I want to if I want to buy a house in Chennai, it's a metro city, and I want to buy a 2 bhk, and the square feet is 1200 square feet. There are totally 2 bedrooms, and the kitchen, hall, everything is available. It is semi furnished. All this information I'm giving for a machine, and machine is telling me that for you to get this house in Chennai metro city, it will cost you 90 lakhs. It is predicting it is 90 lakhs. How it is possible for it to predict? Because you already trained the model. If user inputs so and so information, please give this as an outcome. So this is one of the supervised machine learning technique, where we have different types of learning like supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, reinforcement. Out of 4 learnings, supervised and semi-supervised plays a major role, and supervised machine learning is used whenever you are predicting the output which is in terms of numbers. And then classification. You have a supervised machine learning that has been divided into regression and a classification. If you want to classify the data, for example, you want to take a loan, you will open any bank website. For example, you go and open a HDFC Bank website. They are giving you so many advertisements like, you are eligible for a loan, please use this link, give your details. So you will go, you will give your details, you will put your name, you will put certain details like where are you, what are you doing, what is your salary, what is your PAN number. You're going to fill some details. Based on that details, you will check, are you eligible for the loan or not? You're going to classify, the output here is nothing but you are classifying the data, whether the customer is eligible for the loan or not, true or false, yes or no, 0 or 1. So this kind of classifications are easily done with the help of machine, because see, instead of, you go to a bank, give the details and asking whether you're eligible or not, even machine is working similarly. It is taking the inputs from you and it is letting you know that are you eligible for the loan or not. And now I can see, I think it's a Mega. Yes, Mega, you can go ahead. I think I can see that you raised your hand. Do you have any questions? You can please unmute and you can let me know. Yes, Megha, can you let me know your question? I'm not able to hear you actually. Your voice is not audible to us. Hello?
I wanted to ask about the job procedure.
Yes, I'll talk about it within the next few minutes. Let's go step by step. So these are the skills which you all need to know. So that's what I'm discussing now. And coming to clustering. So clustering is one of the unsupervised machine learning algorithm what we have. You're going to cluster the data into different groups based on the similarity. For example, you have a bag, and inside a bag, you have 100 balls. How are you going to classify them? You're going to classify based on the similar patterns. Like you can classify them based on the color: red ball towards one side, green ball towards another side, yellow balls towards one side, or cricket balls towards one side, basketball towards one side. You can classify the balls into different categories based on certain features, and that features are nothing but the common similarities between the balls which you are separating or which you are grouping, and that is what we call it as clustering. Clustering means grouping the similar articles together. And to talk about, as I mentioned you earlier, like regression and supervised and unsupervised learning are the two types of important learning what we have. So in case of supervised learning, you will be predicting the outcomes. In case of unsupervised learning, you are clustering the outcomes. So that is what you all need to know. There are again in-depth concept is available. I'm giving you an overview about this data science concept. And coming to the machine learning workflow. So how this machine is working. First thing is, you are giving both input and an output to a machine, and then you are also choosing which model you need to use for that particular data, and model is also giving you the output based on the algorithm what you are using, and model is giving you the once model gives you the outcome, once model give you the output, you will check how the machine is working based on the evaluation metrics which we have. See, evaluation metrics is nothing but, see, almost 6 to 7 months you will go to a school. For example, 10th standard, you have learned from June to December. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 7 months. You learned in your classroom. Last 3 months, you're going to sit home. You will learn whatever you have learned in 7 months. Teacher taught you the subjects. They also gave you question and answer notes. You have classwork, you have homework you have done. You have this complete study material package with you. Now, in the exam, what happens? They will just give you the question. They will not give you the answer. They will give you the question. Whatever you have learned for 7 months, you need to answer over there. Based on the marks what you have received, like whatever you have written, no, based on that you will get a marks, and that marks is nothing but your grade. So whether you performed well, if you have learned well, you have performed well. If you have not learned during June to December, of course you cannot perform well. If you have not studied properly, you're gonna get less marks, isn't it? Similarly here also, if machine learned properly, the model whatever you have selected should be the right model for the data, and machine should understand the data whatever you are giving. Machine should trained properly, and machine will be tested. After testing phase, you're gonna check the accuracy score of the model. You're gonna check the classification report, the mean squared error, absolute mean squared error, R2 score, accuracy score, F1 score. All these are nothing but the different evaluation metrics depending upon the model what we have. And that will let us know if the accuracy score is good, then the model is working fine. If the error rate is more, then the accuracy score will go down and the model is not performing well. So the error rate also you will be able to find, and also the accuracy score also you will be able to find. And that is how the model works. So coming to the data, how are we working with this data? So the data, whatever you are giving it to a machine, no, you're going to split that into training data and also the testing data. So the training data, what you have, you're going to train the model, and the testing data is nothing but like a question paper. Okay, in question paper, you don't have an output. You just have an input. Model will give you the output based on what it has learned through this training data. Okay, but for this testing data also, you have an actual output available. So model predicted output and actual output what you have, you're gonna check the correlation between them and you will be able to find the accuracy score. So that is how the overall model works. So usually X train and Y train, X is nothing but, see, you can use any of the different terms, that is not important, but usually X is used as an input, Y is used as an output, and D is nothing but all observed data or the complete data what you have. Y prediction is nothing but model given output. Y test is nothing but the model, the testing output what you have, and the training data is all about the training input and output what you are giving to a model. And always we expect, before you create any model, we expect the data should be a structured data with the complete overall tabular structure with rows, columns, label, independent variable, dependent variable. So we expect the overall package before we train the model, and we expect the data structure should also be the same. That is how it usually works. So in summary, it's nothing but, as I clearly mentioned you need to know Python programming to work with these models. You need to know SQL if you want to extract the data. You need to know Excel because you want to store the data. If you want to store the data in Excel, you need to know how to use Excel. You also need to know the data visualization tools like either Power BI or Tableau, and you must know working with this different machine learning algorithms. So you need to work more and more on Python coding. So these are the technical skills what they expect. And coming to the non-technical skills, data storytelling. I mean, the way you explain the visual what you have created. I'll just show you another screen. I mean, I'll just share another screen and I'll show you guys a simple project report what I created. So that is basically I'm making use of a Power BI tool. I mean, I use the Power BI tool here to show you all. Let me just share the screen. See, Power BI is one such tool where you can make use, I mean, where you can create multiple visuals or reports available. I'm just sharing the screen. I just created this data visualization report. Okay. Okay, I believe you all can see the screen. So this is nothing but a pizza sales revenue analysis, which belongs to the year 2015, and this is the revenue of overall like 1 year revenue. This is the analysis of the data. See, what I'm doing here is I selected pizza category and a sum of quantity. I just wanted to know which pizza sold which category pizza sold maximum. So using this pie chart, you will be able to observe, see, this pizza, this color is nothing but a classic pizza. 14,888 pizzas were sold, almost 30.03% of contribution. And coming to this Supreme pizza, I mean a category which comes under Supreme, 11,987. And here veggie, which comes under the category of veggie. So 11,649 pizzas were sold. And coming to this chicken pizza, 11,050 pizzas were sold. So with this, what I can make out is classic pizza is sold maximum. So when I say this particular pizza category is sold maximum, I need to know, or I need to improve the business much more so that, we can get more and more revenue. And also the pizzas which are coming under classic, it's a very good, because of that reason the maximum pizzas were sold, isn't it? And this is month-wise sales analysis. This is a line chart where you can observe in which month you have more sales and in which month you have very less sales. So in the month of October you can observe a very less sales, and then in the month of July you can expect maximum sales happen. So this analysis, this is based on the line chart. This is called as line chart. This is called as a card, and this is called as a pie chart, and this is a donut chart. We have so many visuals available here. Depending upon the data which you want to create, you can utilize it and you can create a beautiful report out of it. And this is one such tool. See, it's not just using a Python code you want to analyze the data. Even using a Power BI or using a Tableau, also you can create this beautiful report. not just analysis with the text data, but you can create a beautiful visual like this, and you can, you can understand the business better. The main purpose of analyzing the data is to get a better business decision. See, with this I can make out almost equal. I cannot say that only classic is sold maximum. Even other category pizza is also sold, is also sold maximum. They're also contributing towards the outcome. But why there was a less sale in the month of October? You want to go and recheck again with more data, because we don't have such data with us to analyze. I just have a data like pizza category, order date, pizza name, quantity, total price, unit price. I'm not sure why it is less. I need few more records for me to analyze it better. But I can make out based on the quantity which pizza is sold maximum, based on different sales. You can see when I talk about sales also, you can see veggie pizza almost 23.68%. Okay, this 26.91. So this is nothing but a classic pizza which sold maximum, almost 2,20,053. That's the revenue from this category called as classic pizza. So individually, I created all this chart, and then I coupled them together to create a beautiful visual. And that is in page 6. This is called as a report. Getting all them together. See, for example, if I select on this particular data, all the visuals will be changed, and you can see this is nothing but a chicken category, and you can see only the chicken sales throughout the year. And this is the revenue of the year 2015 only by chicken, because I only selected this. And here also chicken is contributing 23.96% towards the sales. When it comes to quantity analysis, 22.3% of pizza pizza quantity got sold, and this is month-wise analysis of the pizza. So this is how the dashboard works whenever you want to analyze the data. So this is about a Power BI report. So you should also have a very good knowledge in this Power BI report to, for you to get a job in this data analyst domain. Because as a data analyst, you need to know how to create a report and a dashboard. That's what they expect. And you should be in a position to understand, the coding behind it. And also using Excel also you can create like this. But in Excel, we have limited visuals available. The same Microsoft corporation, or the Microsoft Office itself, they have only developed this Power BI tool. So they have a similar features in both the Excel and also in Power BI. So this is one of the open source tool. They also have a paid version, but we are not concentrating on paid version. We are only concentrating on the free version for now, because paid version is only available for an organization to work. And to answer all your question, like I can see some of the question, how can we crack the interview, how to get a job? See, let me tell you, to crack your interview, you need to know Python, SQL, basics and intermediate concept, and also how to use this Power BI, how to go with Tableau, and depending upon the job description, what they're expecting, the tools, what you need to know, you should be having a knowledge on that. When I talk about Python, if I want to talk about the questions, if you know Python programming, then you will be able to understand these questions. Like, they may ask you to write a coding on, they may ask you to write, the list of sequences, or they will ask you questions on dictionary concept, or they will ask you 100% sure, they will ask you question on NumPy and Pandas, like different libraries, Matplotlib, Seaborn, or Plotly. They may ask you about the correlation concept, covariance concept. All these comes under statistics. Correlation, covariance, data distribution, all this comes under stats and probability. So you can expect questions on this. And then to proceed further, of course, like they will be asking you more and more questions on SQL, because you can expect more questions in SQL that is structured to any language. See, if you have 1 hour of interview, you can expect almost the questions around 30% of questions, maybe, I mean, not 30, even 30 to 40% of questions you can expect from SQL if they have a high demand of SQL and also if they have mentioned in their JD. And apart from it, if I want to talk about if they're expecting Power BI, they will ask you when to choose which chart. It's not that it is looking good, I'll go and select. No, it is not like that. Depending upon the question, depending upon what data you have with you, you need to choose the right chart for the data, what is available. And you need to know the aggregated functions like min, max, sum, average. You need to know the principles behind it. And you also need to know the different machine learning algorithms, and you also need to know the principle behind it. All these interview questions you can expect.
Ma'am,
And yes, please. Yes, Aditya.
good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask that from where we can learn this type of tools like SQL, BI, or Excel. Excel, I know, but
Okay.
and
Okay, see, let me tell you one more thing which I want to add here. To get a job in data science domain as a fresher is bit difficult because this is one of the expensive course. And
yes,
people will, once after you, people like, the HR or the company, they will expect, minimum of 2 years of experience. Why? Because they cannot hire freshers and they cannot train people on this. It is very expensive course. So even if you want to join as a fresher, I request you to join some internship, take up some course, learn SQL, learn machine learning algorithms, learn Python coding, because compared to all other languages, Python is very easy. You can learn from the scratch, and always do remember that go with the roadmap. Do not start with, I'll go with machine learning algorithm and I'll come back to Python. It will confuse you. If you are not sure about, the Python programming, then you won't be able to understand machine learning. Always follow the roadmap. So it is easy. So start doing internship, because when you want to show the experience, you can only show it through certifications or the internships what you have done. You are spending almost 3 to 4 months of time over there. Again, 3 to 4 months of time in working with the project. So almost 6 to 7 months of experience you're gonna get there, isn't it? So with that experience, you can start looking for a job. So you will, of course, you will attend the interviews and you will also get to know how the questions are asked, so that you will also get experience. You will also get to know what they are expecting. According to that, you can proceed. So data analyst is a job role to start your journey as a fresher. We have different job openings like data analyst, business analyst, data scientist, machine learning engineer, MIS executive, or a Power BI report builder, Tableau report builder, senior analyst, junior analyst. So there are different openings available across different industries. So you can start working or start looking for any of this.
okay, thank you, ma'am.
So any other questions, anyone? Yes, please, you can unmute and speak up. Anyone, if you have any question, I request you to unmute and speak up. I can see it's from Susungi. So yes, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for your response. I have a question for you, ma'am, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
Ma'am, is it possible to connect with you personally?
Sorry,
Is it possible to connect with you personally?
personally, you can connect with me on LinkedIn if it is required.
Okay, so can I get your LinkedIn account, ma'am, please?
It is available in the portal. You can just check it out once.
Okay, ma'am.
It's available in the portal. You can just check it out once. Any other questions, anyone? Any doubts or any questions regarding data science? And I also gave you the information about how you need to take your job role or how you can start working, because to get a job without having any knowledge in this domain is quite difficult. So it's always good that we learn something before we go and start our career, especially in this competitive world. And to talk about the roadmap which you all need to follow, so start with the Python basics, Python intermediate, and then go to Python libraries. After knowing about Python, of course, you need to know stats and probability. After learning stats and probability, you can start working with SQL, and then you need to know Excel, you need to know Power BI, you need to know Tableau, and then you can start working on machine learning algorithms. Later, you can start with AI and ML. So that is how it usually goes. So this is the roadmap which you all need to follow. If you follow this, it is easy for you to work or it is easy for you to understand the data science domain easily. So this is it, like about the data science and the career path, and also the essential skills which we need to know before we start working with this domain. Because getting a job itself is quite difficult because of this competitive world, and of course, like people are getting trained well. It's not just see to get a job in this domain. Like there is some criteria even for education. It's not just only for engineers. Even if you are from BCA or if you are from a BCom and a business analytics, you can also proceed with this. Because for business analytics domain, like you should be from a finance background, and also you should have a business maintaining knowledge. That is why even from a BCom background or even BBA, BBM, so those people will also have an opportunity, equal opportunity as engineers. They can also support this domain. It's a multidisciplinary field, as I mentioned, not just IT. You also have a non-IT concept involved here. So fine then, anybody, any questions or any doubts, you can unmute yourself and you can let me know. And yes, Rohan, you can take up like if you have
Thank
any
you. Yeah.
concerns.
Thank you, Meghna. Thank you for the wonderful session. Thank you again. Sorry I was not available in the middle, but
Okay, no problem.
Sneha did take it up. So thank you so much everyone for attending. I've shared a feedback form in the chat box. I request everyone to maximize the feedback forms because it will help us improve sessions over a daily basis. And also, if you need recordings of this session or recordings to any other sessions, I request you to please register yourself to the link that I'm going to send now in the chat box, which I've sent now. This will give you access to all the recordings that has been happening over the last few months. We have been having some wonderful sessions since June mid and so many other topics. So please feel free to register yourself in the link and get access to all the recordings. Awesome. So if there are no other questions, I think we can sign off.
Fine
Awesome.
then, thank you all, and yeah,
Much.
good. Okay, I can see
Tipu, yeah,
question.
Mr. Tipu, you have a question? Your hand is raised. All right. Thank you
Fine
so much,
then.
Meghna. Thank you, Sneha. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you and a good day.